Hello, good morning, you all. Welcome to this today's class. Today's class is totally based on customs duty. This is your last unit. As I already discussed with you all in the previous the class, that is the live class or the presentation. So I did that the value of place of supply. The place of supply I did that. Then I assigned you all the questions. That was your the fourth unit. Then this was your last unit, that is customs. With the computation of custom duty or custom liability. Let's move on the theory of customs, right? So basic, right? The basic and taxable event in customs, that is start from the section 12. So all you remember that the custom duty is not includes in the GST Act 2017. It is not still included in the GST. So we need to learn the indirect taxation law for the custom duty. Let me begin with the one by one. The custom duty is levied on. So I will discuss your theory. Custom duty is levied on goods imported into or exported from India. That is your the custom duty is levied. What is custom duty? Simple, you are right. As per the section 12 of Custom Act of 1962, it is levied on the goods imported into or exported from India. That is your custom duty. If a question raised to you 2 marks, simple, you are right this part. Then decoding the import goods. Decoding, right? What is decode? So simple, some words that we are using, terminologies are the words we are using in the entire this customs. So what are those terms? Import means what actually? Import means bringing into the goods into India, a place from outside the India. So any goods is taken from the outside the India to India, means that you are bringing into India from the outside India place. That is import. What is import goods? Means the goods are brought into India from place outside the India, but does not include goods which have been cleared for home consumption. So if it is a consumption purpose, if I went into example Dubai, if I purchase the example one laptop for my personal purpose, it is not called imported goods. If I purchase the example 10 the laptop for to sell it later for my business, then it is called imported goods. I think it is clear to all of you. If I need to purchase any kind of the goods from the outside the India for my own consumption, for my own utility purpose, it cannot be said that the import goods. It is called the self goods or personal purpose, right? If I purchase example a car from the company called example Jaguar, one car for my purpose, that is for my own purpose, personal purpose, then that car is not import actually. When it is called import, then if it is example, I given a car, actually car is to be taken as a taxable. If I purchase example one mobile set, it is a very cheap in example in America, Apple company, right? For my purpose, for my relative purpose, then it is known as the not a commercial. So the imported goods means, so if you see here, the imported goods means brought into India from a place outside the India, but does not include any goods which have been cleared for home consumption. So I think I given 2 or 3 examples. Based on that only, I think all you comes to the one the form that so consumable goods for the personal purpose, it is not to be called as imported goods. Then move to the what is goods actually? What the goods includes in case of customs? Vessels, aircrafts, vehicles not for any conveyance, stores, baggage, currency, negotiable instruments, and any other kinds of movable property. Clear? Then India includes, right? India includes what actually? India includes territorial waters, territorial water extends 12 nautical miles. NM means 12 nautical miles from the baseline, from the Indian the border to 12 nautical, that is the Indian territory, that is your the area of the goods, that is the line. Import is said to be commenced when goods entered into territorial water, shall be completed when goods become a part of mass of goods within India. So up to 12 nautical miles, if any goods are the transported, that is not actually import, right? That is not an import. It is sorry, it is not an imported goods within that. Example, if the goods are transported from Mangalore to example Bombay through the waterways, so that within the 12 nautical miles it is not called as the import, right? So area up to 200 nautical miles from the baseline called Indian exclusive the economic zone. Custom authority can exercise search, arrest, power till if any goods other than the India, otherwise Indian the businessman within the 200 nautical miles without the permission, if any goods are shipped or transported, then it is to be an offense. It is the exercise, the authority will take the search and arrest that one. Clear? That is the area up to 200 nautical miles. So I think it may be clear to each one of you. Then thus all the goods crossing territorial waters, this one, and attract a levy of customs crossing territorial waters. When you read it, actually liability to pay the tax if within that area 200 nautical miles, if any the areas, if it is the goods are in that, you need to pay, or you need to, the businessman need to pay, or liable to pay the duty as per the Indian custom duty. So this one, decoding export of goods. What is decoding? Now this entire thing is decoding of whatever the terms that we are using in fair. Actually, in case of just I will show you all. This was the import decoding of import goods. Now next, decoding of export. Now what is export? Export means goods which are taken from outside the India to India, sorry, taken out of India to place of India, that is your the outside the India. If it is like that, it is a export concept. Thus export commences when exporters files shipping bill is completed when goods are cross territorial within that same, that the rules are same up to 12 nautical miles. How much? 12 nautical miles. That was the area, right? So if any the goods are transported within the 12 nautical, then move to the next one. Relevant date for determination of rate of duty and tariff valuation, that is custom duty as per 1962. If you see here the case, the goods cleared from home consumption, bill of entry date. If it is consumption, means goods are taken for purpose of home consumption, bill of entry date or entry inward date, whichever is later. Goods cleared for warehousing purpose, presentation of X bond bill of entry. Export goods case, that is section 16, let export order, right? Next, baggage declaration. I will give you that the meaning of baggage later. Postal goods, that is import by postal mode or export by postal mode. So these are the things that we need to discuss in the solution of the problem. Next, if you take the next one, the relevant date for determination of rate of exchange, that is custom act base. The case is like this: consumption goods, presentation bill; warehousing purpose, presentation of into bond bill; export goods, date of presentation of shipping bill. So these are the things that you need, all you need to read. This was the reading purpose just I given. Then move to the next one now, that is the fourth one, and I will take you here now. This was the fourth one. 3 is over now. Now I'll take you the fourth one. This was the fourth one. So valuation of imported goods under the customs. So from here actually you need to be serious. In most of the cases, this the 2 marks they are asking this question. What is actually transaction value? And the question is there for you to find the transaction value problem. So we'll first read the law first, this entire part. The value of imported goods, imported or exported goods is transaction value. What is transaction value? The value of the imported and exported goods is known as transaction value. The transaction value is defined as price paid or payable for the goods. Remember, transaction value means what? Price paid or payable for the goods. Transaction value shall be considered when price is sole consideration, parties are unrelated, right? Then irrespective of value of same goods available elsewhere, proper officer may reject the transaction value under the circumstances. Okay, just you read it. So this point is very important. What is transaction value? Imported or exported goods, goods value is known as transaction value, or any price paid or payable for the goods in case of import or export. That is your transaction value. There are certain valuation rules for customs valuation, that is determination of imported goods as per rules 2017 discussed later, that is we will see in the solution. In case of the import goods, custom valuation, that is a determination of value of imported goods, mandates a number of additions. So this was the valuation of imported goods. How? So this entire part is actually all you need to remember. So this entire part is all you need to remember for valuation of the goods under this case. So let me start with one by one note. Free on board, that is FOB, free on board. Remember, free on board value means FOB, free on board, not freight on board. Free on board value is a value of excluding carriage, insurance, freight, domestic, that is the domestic price in the country of origin. If there is any question to you, what is the freight on board or free on board? This was the meaning that you have tried. Free on board value means the value which the value of the goods which excludes carriage, insurance and freight. That is the domestic price in the country of origin. Exactly what is the cost of the goods which enters into the example from the UK to, if it is comes to India, what is the actual value of the goods excluding carriage, insurance and freight? That is the FOB, freight on free on board. That is the pure actual price of the goods. For that, what you have to add? Commission. Commission, brokerage incurred by buyer except buying commission. Remember, except buying commission, purchase commission. So buying commission means, fees means paid by the importer. Remember, importer, see this commission, buying commission means fees paid by the importer to his agent for the services of representing him abroad in the purchase of goods being valid. Means simple, you need just remember that buying commission, if it is paid by the importer, it is not included. Then other the commission paid by the incurred by the buyer, that is to be included. So importer, if it is there, exclude that one. Then value of material, if supplied by the buyer to the seller at free of cost, that is to be added. Royalty, license fees, if it is there. Any payment agreed, that is the condition of sale, if it is the payment is required. Cost of the non-returnable containers, packaging charges, design and development done on board, warranty charges, inspection charges. So by all these things, what do we get? Expenditure after arrival not to be added. After arrival, if any expenditure incurred, after the goods reach to India, if any cost is incurred, it is to be excluded. I think it is clear. India ಬಂದ ನಂತರ goods ಏನಾದರೂ expense ಆದರೆ add ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. So this point is clear, very clear here now. If any goods is incurred after the goods reach to India, that is not incurred. Then revised customs, free on board customs, that is RFOB or customs FOB, this amount. By adding FOB, all these the amount, then what you will get? This was the customs FOB or revised FOB. To this add, if mode of transportation is vehicle or vessel, then add actual cost given, right, minus actual cost, that is actual cost is not given. See, actual cost given minus actual cost. I will show in the problem. Actual cost, if it is not given, minus 20% on revised FOB. So whatever this amount comes, this amount you have to subtract 20% here. If it is actual cost is not given, right? So actual cost given, if it is given, actual cost is the okay, that is the value. If it is not given, minus 20% for this. Then if freight, if it is mode of consumption is air, actually the airways, if it is transported, actual cost of 20% of FOB, whichever is least. Actual cost are the 20% revised FOB, whichever least, that is given. Actually actual cost is not given means 20% minus. In this case, and if you remember this case, both are same here, right? Clear? That is, and then to this actually cost, if it is not given, 20% RFOB, then add insurance actual. If actually is not given, if actually insurance is not given, if the insurance not given in the problem, 1.125% of the revised this FOB you have to add. Is that clear? Then total FOB means what actually? Revised FOB, freight and insurance. Revised FOB to this freight, if it is vessel, this case 20% you have to add. If it is airport, you add this one, right? Actual cost of the freight by air. If the freight is not given means actual cost is given, not given means 20% of this you have to take. Then so total value is how much? Assessable value. What is assessable value? This total assessable value means FORB plus freight plus insurance, that is a CIF. Assessable value are cost insurance freight, cost insurance freight, CIF value. This was a CIF value or assessable value. To this you have to find the duty. So how to find the duties now? Duty the computation format like this. Assessable value, this was the value. To this value you have to take here, right? To this, what you have to do? Basic custom duty. I will show you the percentage later. Whatever the basic percent duty it is given in the problem. This one, on this amount you have to find this one percentage. For that, productive duty, if it is extra given, then these are the information given in the problem. So this was the format. Just you remember the assessable value to that, basic custom duty, protective duty, social welfare surcharge, other customs, that is safeguard duty, anti-dumping duty, countervailing duty. So these are the things that you have to add. After adding this, you will get this one. After that assessable value, 1, 2, 3, 4 you have to add. So you will get this amount. To this amount, what you have to do is, you have to do IGST, whatever given in the problem. So these two are to be computed. That is the cost of importation. So first of all of you remember this exactly, this entire format. This format is very important. Once you got the idea, then this is given in the problem. Whatever the text given, that you have to add. Right? This was all about your which the format. If you read here, this was the format for determination of value of imported goods. Move to the next concept now. This one, duty computation is clear. Duty computation format, right? So assessable value, add custom duty, levy, that is I think I said that the values. So these are the same. This format and this format is this format and this format is same. I will simplify this one. This was this much. Just to copy the format, but most of the information is not given in the problem. Whatever the tax given in the problem, just you have to add it simple. Like in your income tax that you are doing, like exactly, income tax is computed on the example income. On the income tax surcharge, income tax per surcharge, what you are finding cess, like that. So these are the things like that. Clear? So we will see this one later. So this was the point of which one? So fourth point we discussed now. Then I will take you fifth point now. Fifth point is here. Valuation rules, custom rules, that is how to value this one. identical goods, right? What are the identical goods? Value of imported goods B, transaction value of identical sold. What is the identical means? See here, identical means same in all respect, produced in the same country in which goods are being valid or produced. So this was the same kind of goods. If it is same kind of goods, that is to be called as a identical goods. Similar goods, same. Similar goods means what? The same value of identical goods is not available. Then you take the similar goods shall be taken, right? So this was the case. Then deducted value method. So if you remember this format, wherever it is the required in the computed value, all these I will show you how to find these values. This was the point number 5. Just you copy the formats. Then I will take you the point number 6 now. Which one? Point number 6. So still theory are there. I am not taking you all for entire things. So I will take you one by one, not all at once, because it is very difficult to you to digest all the things once only. So this was the 5. 6 is here. Okay. If it is like that, if you take your types of custom duty, that is Tariff Actually Act 1975, proposed levy, value according to, provisional levy, retrospective levy, period levy, amount of levy, just you remember, just you read it, theory purpose. I am not saying that the problem comes to you on this one, just theory purpose, right? Just all you read this one, then I will send you this one PDF separately also. Remission and abandonments under the customs. Just it is for your knowledge purpose. Then we'll go for this the equation later. So first I will give you the small questions. Then we'll go for the theory and solution. Right. So this was the self-assessment. Duty drawbacks. I need to cover all these things. Then this one. So we'll go for all these things in the coming class, right? In the coming class I will take you all this one. Now at present basic questions I will solve. Which one? The basic question I will solve. Once this basic questions are finished, then I will take you all for the remaining the cases, right? So I think I covered you in this question, this presentation. So all about the very few informations. So immediately after this the video, then I will send you the basic questions. Just this format is very important. All you have to remember this format. This one is very important. You copy this format. This format only is the important for your the practical question purpose, the solution. Right? Thank you. In the next presentation, then I will give you some basic questions first as per this customs. Then later I will take you the theory. Thank you. If any doubts are there, simply put a question to me. Bye.